The closest food restaurant to the West Ham Stadium is Bishar Thai. There's a couple of things that, for me, we established today, and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm saying anything offensive. I think Richarlison is a cricketer. I think he's a cricketer. He's a cricketer. For me, the way he plays football, he's definitely a cricketer, bro. He's definitely not a footballer of any sort. He's definitely not Brazilian. He's definitely not South American, bro. He's somewhere else, but he's definitely from these shores. Look, the truth of the matter is, I deserve to be cooked, and Richarlison deserves to be cooked tonight, because anyone scoring a goal that hits the back of your net and goes in and takes off their shirt is a disgrace, especially against one of the dustiest teams I've ever seen in my life, Manchester United. Let's just be real for a sec. United scored a goal that was Tottenham's fumbling at the back. After that, they did not register a single shot on target until we were 2-1 up, and then they scored a last-minute header. So for me, what we saw today in the location, no matter how bad Tottenham is, it is safe to say we are better than Manchester Piccadilly. I've never seen it was so bad that, in fact, let me call it out now. Me and my brothers in my yard, we can take out Casemiro on that United midfield. Me. I can do it. And guess what? I don't want to be paid. I just want to take out them idiots in that midfielder from Manchester. For me, I was calling out Manchester. Let me tell you right now. In this country, we got something called yeah?
Well, it wouldn't be freedom of speech anymore.
It's called virtual landline. Today, I went on there, paid £4.50. It said select your local area code. I selected 0161. Yeah, I own Manchester, baby. In fact, I own Manchester so well that when you call my landline, it starts 0161, even though I'm in London. Hold that, player. Hold that. You're rubbish. Yeah?
Wait, Deji, that doesn't mean you own Manchester. That would mean you're a part of Manchester.
It means you live in Manchester.
What is this pigeon doing?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
We're doing tomorrow.
Can I just remind you, man, I am bitterly disappointed that we do that idiot team. I can't lie to you. The way I was lining up to cook that brother Cass right there, bro, I would have finished this brother on YouTube today. The fact that we drew with you, bro, I put myself in jail.
Who's the last goal?
I'm going to my local police station and I'm saying it was me. That's how embarrassed I am. With that idiot club. But can I just say
let's talk about the game real quick.
Nobody apart from Chelsea.
Let's talk about the game real quick. I'm gonna ask him a question, Total Eclipse. Just give me 1 second. Who do you blame that last goal on?
That last goal was Vicario, bro. He's a bum, and I've been telling you for weeks.
Yeah, but he's been your best player for like the last few weeks.
Why was he standing in the goal? Why was he in the goal?
Against us. He was been your best player for like the last few weeks.
Nah. You've never heard me say that, bro. You've never heard me say that. You've heard me say I want Kelleher. You've heard me say I want Vicario gone. Yeah, 2 wrongs don't make it right. He's had a couple of decent games, but today, if that's David Raya, if that's bloody Sanchez, that gets saved. And for me, these are the fine margins that I talk about. Man United didn't deserve to get a point from
you definitely deserve to beat you. What are you on about? Deserve to beat you. Well, bad.
I love Wi-Fi because whenever Josh wants to chat rubbish, his Wi-Fi goes. Don't come back.
He looks like he's being pressured under the table, man. Look at him, man.
There's always 3 shots. That's always 3.
Yeah. I just miss Deji's rap, man. That's all I miss, man. I just need to hear some 16 bars today. He didn't give us any 16 bars.
I can't lie. Deji has the worst singing voice I've ever heard.
My favorite version of Deji is when
Deji, and you always come in with a song. I got a song for you.
It's worse than a cat being strangled, man.
Every rap is clippable. Every single rap, though. You can clip everyone.
He starts and then the beat goes down, and you're like, okay, what we get is
We'll be your waist, man. You know that, yeah? Look, go on. If I can just have 30 seconds to say my piece, yeah?
20. That's a little bit too much.
I am delighted to be cooked this evening for drawing at home with a last-minute goal against Manchester Piccadilly, because I can't. No doubt, I deserve this cooking because that Manchester team is the worst Manchester's team I've seen since I've been born. It is an absolute disgrace, and I think today was confirmation in the location that Man United would do well to finish 8th or 9th this season. The other thing I would like to say is Arsenal, look in your own mirror. Don't chat to man. Yeah? When you can beat the likes of Sunderland, then you can chat to me, yeah? Because you took a 2-2 draw and I took a 2-2 draw.
Wait, what about Chelsea?
Yeah? We both flopped. Yeah?
Wait, Deji.
I'm trying to drag him down.
I'm only trying to jump in that dust pile with him.
No. Dej. Who's dustier, Man United or Sunderland?
Do you know what, bro? Real talk. In theory, Sunderland is dustier. In theory. Remember,
what about reality?
Sunderland is dustier. There is no but, bro. In theory,
I beat them 2-0 comfortably.
Bruv, what are we doing here?
You know what, Deji? You might have to just be sent to prison. You're just pissing me off.
You genuinely think... Now, let's hear Olu out, because I know where he's going.
No. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm going to ask you two questions.
Let me see what ones I got.
The first question is, do you think Sunderland's better than Manchester Piccadilly? The second question is, do you think Sunderland will finish above Manchester Piccadilly?
Well, currently, Sunderland above. Are they above Man United right now?
Yes.
So
which ones have I got? You know what? Wolfie's just having a trial now. Fuck it.
Okay. And do you think that who's going to finish higher?
I'm not one of these past. I'm not one of these people who can. I can't tell you the future.
Wait, Ola. All you gotta say is, are Spurs gonna finish ahead of Sunderland?
No.
That's the better question. That's the better question.
That's an impossible question to answer.
What is this?
Where the fuck is it, man?
What is this?
Shut your mouth.
You either believe it or you don't. So you can't cook me if you don't believe what you're saying, bro.
Man, you drew to Man United at home.
Deji, you Frank in or Frank out?
You drew to Sunderland away. What are you doing?
It is what it is, man.
No Arsenal team with any self-respect, with any ambition to win the Premier League should be going away to Sunderland and struggling.
No, man, listen.
Be real. You were struggling until they fumbled. They fumbled just like how Papsar fumbled. You got the equaliser. Then your tails were up for a couple of minutes, and then you end up drawing. What are we doing there?
That sounds like you.
Then you saw cracks, bro.
Sunderland super team, innit?
That smells like your cracks, fam. Sleeping.
Your timing on this YouTube thing is impeccable, bro.
You sound like hooks.
Back me up, bro. Your team was rubbish until the guy fumbled his dinner.
But why are you wearing the? Why is Deji wearing the Arsenal League South
I can't believe a Tottenham fan is trying to cuss Arsenal. By the way, if you didn't hear, Deji just said Arsenal are there for the taking.
He's rattled. Look at him.
There you go, Emily, man.
Bro, you man are moving like you're Nairobi, man. Come on, man.
Bro. Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, you got all this chest here. You drew it home to Wolves.
Bro, you drew it away to Sunderland, blood.
Yeah, cool. Guess what? Nobody cares, bro.
No, Lee, let's talk.
No. Let's not do this little therapy and all this. Yeah, therapy with Deji Spurs.
Let's hear what you're about. No, hold on. We're there for 5 minutes. Yeah, we're not going to do Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Mr. Lee Gunner. Yeah, what is Arsenal going to achieve this season, blood? Mr. Arteta hater. Are you shaking your bum for your manager or not? Are you on board for your manager or not?
You're preaching to the converted.
Are you on board or not?
In 17 days' time, it's exactly 6 years since I said this manager amounts to nothing. That was a month before we got the job.
All right, respect him.
So why are you having a go at me? I've been standing on business for 6 years this month.
You're telling me about Wolves. But you don't even believe in your own.
Brother, we're the same age, right? There or thereabouts. Yeah, I've seen my club win 17 trophies. One of them at your ground, by the way. Yeah. One of them at Man United's ground. One of them at Liverpool's ground. Yeah. I've seen this guy invincible, do doubles, do cut doubles.
Yeah.
Right, hold that.
You weren't even in the Prem.
Exactly. However, in our lifetimes, Deji, yeah, right, in our lifetimes, we have factually seen Spurs win. How many trophies? Can you please tell the audience? How many people are over 1,000? Tell us how many, please.
3.
Deji's actually seen 4 trophies. Deji's seen 4 trophies, and he's what?
You've seen a Europa League, you've seen 2 League Cups, and you see an FA Cup.
In 91.
We shared the Community Shield that season, which is why that's a load of trash.
That's a friendly. That doesn't count.
Thank you. That's a glorified soccer raid. So you've seen 2 League Cups, an FA Cup, and you've seen the Europa League. Yeah.
Let me
say my piece. I was about to remind Lee that this ain't what he.
Bro, you told Lee what you're winning this year. What did you tell us?
No, let me tell Lee my piece. I was about to remind Lee, and then he started to fix up. Like, this ain't no history lesson, bro. Like, this is a rival show. We banter.
Oh, bro, you're not my rivals. You're not my rival. You're not my rivals. You have never been my rivals. You've never been my rivals. No, it's not a rival show. You're not my rivals. Tottenham are not my rivals.
In the last 5 years, man's taking me back to 1999.
Okay, so hold on. So you're talking
in the last 5 years, bro.
Okay.
In the last 5 years,
okay.
Jack,
Fantastic. Let me know when I can answer. Let me know when I can answer, please. Let me know when I can answer that. Is that a question? Can I answer it? Is that a question? Can I answer it?
Yeah, no, hold on. Let me finish.
Yeah, no. Which one is it? Yeah or no?
Oh, with respect, I don't want you to do this. I need you to deal with stuff in the present, bro. I just want you to deal with stuff in the present. Tell me about
you mentioned
AI.
the last 5 years.
Tell me what about ChatGPT says about your club, bro. Tell me when you're going to next win a major trophy. Go ahead.
Okay, so I can answer these questions, right? So you said you want to talk about the present. Yeah, well, the present is we're top of the league, you're not. Yeah, that counts for nothing in November.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
Okay, fantastic. Hold up. Yeah, that counts for nothing in November. You said you want to talk about the present, and then you mentioned 5 years just before that. So which one is it? Do you want to talk about 5 years? Can I not talk about lifetime? Can we not talk about your lifetime? Can we not talk about entirety? Can we not?
I'm saying keep it recent.
No, I didn't go back 30 years. I went back 38 years.
Bro.
Yeah, I've been supporting this club since 1987.
So, bro, I get you, but what?
But then you said 5 years. So that's time.
I don't want to.
So it's only 5 years, not 38. Which one is it?
On this particular show, I don't mind going on your channel.
Okay, so why on this particular show? Because you ain't my rival. Why do you think Tottenham are rivals? Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Arsenal? Why do you think Tottenham are rivals with Arsenal, my club?
In Spurs' history than Harry Kane. Would you say that, Lee?
Can I just say one thing? Because
he's called the winner in the final.
Lee, with the greatest respect, I always give props to where props is due, and you're a legend in this YouTube space, so you probably haven't heard the phrase. What you've just described this last 5 minutes sounds like a spicy Spurs. Would you agree with that statement? That Arsenal are just a spicy Spurs? You can give me everything you just said. In terms of you've had great nights out. You've got a manager that hasn't won a. You brought in a manager that's never won a trophy.
Yeah, but I didn't want him. I know, but I said 17 days, Deji, from now is 25th of November.
So Lee,
go and check my channel on the 25th of November, a month before he got the job. I said I'll take her out. So you can give leading and closing questions all you like. Bro, I worked in direct sales 21 years. You ain't closing a door, let alone me, bro.
What was that?
I mean, sorry for the late arrival, but they say better late than never. The truth of the matter is, I think Don and Lawless and myself in particular, I think was some of the best panelists in terms of knowledge. And sometimes you just got to keep both feet on the ground. Potts as well, sometimes you're a human being, you fall for it. The last couple of weeks you were sitting upright and your full face was on the screen. And I can see that you're doing the lean back. Do you know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, Lawless is absolutely correct. Arsenal fans have been shaking their bum violently, but we all knew that this time was to come. Let me just highlight a couple of things that is quite shameful about that performance yesterday. Regardless of how Sunderland has started the season, they are a championship team that's just arrived. Yeah, half the players we don't bloody know. We've got your player Xhaka, who you couldn't get couldn't wait to get rid of. Smoke in your midfield, you know, like that. And you're letting robbery, literally sneaking from behind, yeah, with his little black and white top and getting an equalising goal. I think you actually, they deserve to win. And prior to the mistake, Sunderland for me was the better team. I agree with Don. I don't know what Sam was chatting about. He must have been on the Budgie Banton yesterday, or he was pretending to himself that he's an Arsenal fan, or he was watching the game. The truth of the matter,
he said they deserve the point because of spirit.
He's a madman, and I fully agree. Like, Arsenal have been, there's been chinks in their armor. This kind of imperious performance that they keep shaking their bum about is a whole load of cobblers. I think what Sunderland showed us is that this. I feel like the fear factor had been built up by the Red Tottenham fan base. Had been built up by the kind of YouTube streamers, the so-called top gooners. The truth of the matter is there's kinks in their armor, and we saw it yesterday from Sunderland. And I honestly believe, for those who are into those sorts of things, that the floodgates of heaven are literally going to open up on that Arsenal defence. To concede 2 goals the way they did was just busted and Tutankhamun. So look, I'm delighted. We brought them back down to earth. Welcome back, because you thought you were running away with it, didn't you? And let's see how you go. Do you get what I'm saying? For me, I just think Chelsea's not a serious club. Do you know what I mean? They're probably one of the most incompetently run clubs. I remember my business mentor saying to me, would you continue to put money in a failing business? The simple answer to that is no. And yeah, I'm looking at Chelsea. It's a failing business. I mean, what are we doing there? With the amount of money that Chelsea have spent on their players, we've got Don here shaking his bum for top 4. You should be winning the league over and over and over again, bro. But you're not. Do you know what I mean? I'm
not shaking my bum for
the truth of the matter.
I literally said,
how can but Potts is right. There's no, like, we don't want to hear about any excuses. None of us are talking about injuries. You don't hear any of us moaning, and we ain't spent half the money that you spent on your dusty players. The truth of the matter is, they say you reap what you sow.
Dusty players coming from you, bro. Yo, I'm gonna cook you in a sec, but carry on.
Bro, your players are crap, bro. Let's be real. For Chelsea,
why did we do anything against them last week at home?
You're getting excited because you beat a Wolves team that don't eat meat. Do you know what I'm saying?
Why didn't you beat Wolves at home? Why didn't you beat Wolves at home? Why didn't you beat Wolves? One equalize to leave with 1 point. Yeah, bro. Paulinho took off his top against Wolves.
How much is that Wolves team? How much is that Wolves team worth?
Why did you not?
You spent more last summer than Wolves has had access to in the last.
Wolves were better than you at your yard, Deji. What are you talking about? Wolves were better than you. They should have beaten you.
Don,
so what does that make you?
Let me ask you a question, bro. With all the money that you spent, are you gonna win a major trophy this season?
Bro, potentially. You know, potentially. I don't know about the league.
Potentially.
Potentially, bro.
Potentially, everyone can win a trophy, apart from West Ham, of course. Everyone here can win a trophy, potentially.
Exactly.
European. Bro.
Exactly, bro.
I'm gonna lie to you. If I spent £2 billion and I'm rolling out week after week, Chalobah and tossing, bro. Bruv, I'll jump in the Thames. Swear down, bro. There's no point.
Bro, that's how I feel. That's what I'm saying, bro, Deji, that's my point, though. I'm telling you, bro. I'm embarrassed. Yeah. Walking about, you know, when you're walking with certain man, yeah, you can't walk around. You can't chill with them in school, Deji.
I don't think they're gonna get anywhere near. I think Tottenham are just Tottenham, man. You're just Spurs, Dej. You're just Spurs.
I get it, Dan, and let me just remind you that game was played at lunchtime, so you had a good 6 hours to tell your players that let's not concede a last minute goal and try and get the win at the Stadium United. And I don't know what game your club was watching. Anyway, look, let me explain to you. I have to tell you that officially, I don't know what Dan United is getting all giddy in the chat about. Manchester United is the dustiest team I've ever seen in my life. And legitimately, I think they're more dusty than West Ham. And that is a bloody compliment to you, Lawless. I've never seen... Tottenham literally gave Piccadilly 2 goals. The first one was a mistake by our back line between Van der Ven and Papsar. I don't know what Papsar was thinking. Clear the bloody ball. Why are you trying to play it cute at the back? They scored a goal. After that, there was no more shots from this dusty team. Bearing in mind that they fielded a stronger team than my club. We got 11 injuries. I'm not going to go into the injuries, but you could see that our midfield and our attack was disjointed. However, I will say that I've been calling it out from the comfort of my living room that Tottenham needed to start Richarlison on the left, Mawani, Kudus. We had Richarlison, Mawani, Brennan Johnson. Even bloody worse. Even worse. Then, I don't know what Thomas Frank said to the boys. It was a very, very dusty last 15 minutes where somehow, from one of the crappiest performances I've seen, we managed to find ourselves 2-1 up. And then Vicario, man. If that's David Raya, he saves that header. Literally, he tips it with his fingers over the bar. No, not Vicario. Vicario pats it back as if he's holding the teddy bear. It goes in, and we end up drawing it.
I think Donnarumma or Sanchez would have been a better example.
Any top six goalkeeper who's worth half their weight in gold saves that header. It wasn't a bullet header. I mean, in fact, even Mbremo's bloody header was rubbish. You know, you just have to go for it and put your palm out, push that out for a corner. So for me, it's disappointing to draw with that team, because the one thing I can say, honestly, and I wish Dan United was here so I could say it to his face, is that I can legitimately tell you that the tables are turned. I grew up once upon a time where United used to treat Spurs like Spurs. You know, Alex Ferguson once famously said, lads, it's Spurs. I can say now, lads, it's United. It doesn't matter how dusty Spurs are or will be or is, this dusty United team, the best they can do is get a draw against my club. So I'm just delighted that there is a worse team than Spurs, and that's United. They are fully mudded. And the fact that they were shaking their bum, all giddy on the train back to Manchester, is the most shameless thing I've ever seen. Dan United sending messages like he got 3 points in the chat. Mate, I had to mute the group chat, because if I see Dan United's face ever again, mate, I'm coming out of the group. You know what I mean? It was that bad. that bad. So yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible, but we still find ourselves in the top 5. Everyone's talking about the players that Arsenal will be bringing in. What about the players I'm bringing in after this?
You need to shush. You need to shush right now, my friend, and think more about what you were saying about the Thames. That was absolutely abysmal from your team. And the only reason you got anything from that game was because my manager doesn't know how to see out a second half. If it wasn't for the fact we didn't know how to see a second half, we would have obliterated you on Saturday. You were appalling. First half, you were appalling. And then I hear your fans booing your manager 10 minutes before the end of the game. And I have to listen to you whittle on about this.
The reason why we booed our manager is because your team is so rubbish. We expected to put 5 and 6 past you, bro. After the goal that we gave you, what other chance did you create?
I'll tell you what we did, mate. We created a chance that got us the fucking equaliser. You guys were absolutely appalling.
From what? From the corner?
Yeah, mate. Imagine if your man up top hadn't have spent 5 minutes celebrating with his shirt off like he... Do you remember when he did that against Liverpool? What happened? Jota, rest in peace, goes up the other end, puts it in the back of the net. This guy needs to stop thinking he's the final boss. He is rubbish. He is shite. And you say that this guy needs to start off the left. He needs to start from... He doesn't even get on the bench. How many teams, honestly, on this panel take Richarlison in their team? Even Lawless doesn't take him.
He's crap. He's rubbish. I'm not even going to lie.
Awful.
But I can't lie, bro. I saw nothing from your attack. I didn't see anything from Mbremo.
No, second half you didn't, because our manager can't play in the second half.
Cunha was non-existent.
Cunha was awful.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and I'm saying to you that this was one of Tottenham. Look, Tottenham fans booed. Yeah, the reason why we booed, because we agree with you. We thought we were crap, but you were worse. You were worse than us, and you celebrated. I mean, your standards have really, really gone from there to here, mate. You know what I mean? We're not happy.
We celebrated, Deji, because I have to listen to you week in, week out. First, you want the manager gone, then he's okay. Then you want the players gone, then they're okay. You literally flip-flop so much. You are so bad.
Where are you with Amarin?
Me?
Yeah.
I want him knighted, mate. Of course he's not ready. Of course he's not ready. You know my foot. Deji, we've done this dance before. We've done this dance so many times.
Last time I remembered is that you had a bit of standards for your club. I just feel like you've gotten soft since you ain't been. Is there a way that we can get Dan a little segment on a Wednesday or something? Like yeah, look, I'll be real with you. Like I don't think we can do much under Frank. I mean that performance yesterday was kind of systematic of what it's been like under him so far this season. Well, first of all, very, very boring to watch. We are completely clueless in attack. Richarlison, what are they doing in training? The only positive thing I would say is we look like we had a little bit more energy in our legs as opposed to the game that we had against Chelsea. But let's be honest, we were toothless. Because
you said that, how many of the teams on this panel are you finishing above this season?
What is weird, if I can say this, is that I don't actually think any teams on this panel is really sourcing. I mean, you think about it, Chelsea is only a point ahead of Spurs after 11 games, and we're having a crap season. So either Chelsea's having a good season or not. You guys are only 7 points ahead of Spurs, and you guys are meant to be, high flyers. You don't concede many goals. You haven't conceded in
eight points ahead of you.
Or 8 months. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't think anyone. I think it's one of those seasons where a lot of people are going to be dropping points, but on the face of it, do I see Spurs finishing top 6 under Frank? No, I don't. Unless we do some serious business in Jan where we bring in a left-sided attacker, we bring in an Ivan Toney type striker, and we bring in another number 8 somewhere or a number 6. Yeah, I think it could be a struggle for Spurs. But we're picking up points, even though it's dust. The closest food restaurant to the West Ham Stadium is Bishaba Thai. Yeah, there's no amount of Ali G sunglasses that's going to persuade me otherwise. I think, look, I don't know why. I've had to listen to Lawless for the past 5 minutes, get all giddy. He beat Burnley. Right now,
and Newcastle
is level on points with Burnley. So for me, great performance against the dusty team. I did tell you that a team in claret and blue was definitely going down. I think West Ham is going down ahead of Burnley. I think also Burnley played better football. I actually think Scott Parker's doing a brilliant job over there. And I think actually that, they play some really, really good football.
Why don't you get him?
My money's on West Ham still to go down. I've got a comment though. Can I deal with someone in the chat? They don't need to be banned, but I have the child in me needs to respond to somebody.
Who is it?
Daniela Stewart. She said,
"Oh, she's a West Ham fan. Big up, Daniela."
Yeah, so I just want to respond to the 2 comments that she said. She said, even Spurs think Deji is a joke and a bit of a football twat. And then she said, even Spurs fans think Deja Jock is a clueless fool. Daniela, my mate Stewart said he's seen you before and you look like a flat-chested dinosaur, but what's your point? So that was job done, cut.
She said, Daniela also said you're a lovely guy. Daniela said you're a lovely guy.
So,
he's a lovely guy.
I just wanted to share that.
His character flaw is that he's a Spurs fan. That's his major character flaw.
Oh my god!
I'm no selling that in behalf of my fellow Hammer.
I haven't got a red card, but red card.
I can't lie, that was a mad pop. I was not expecting that. I'll be real.